i2i is an international workshop. It stands for From Innovation to Implementation in Imaging. And the idea is to do something different than the typical MRI workshop. So we try to bring different disciplines, combining biology, neuroscience, clinical science, and see if we can create connection and synergies to develop the next generation of technology for imaging.
The way this year's conference is structured is a little bit different from what we've done in the past. In the past, we've always been interested in exploring the future of imaging, what new developments are coming down the pipeline. But we decided this time to take a little bit of a step back and think about what imaging actually is. And you can define it in many different ways, but at root, imaging is seeing. What we wanted to do was to connect different types of imaging, different applications, also different scales of imaging, from astronomy all the way down to microscopy, with medical imaging in between.
This is my first time attending this conference. It's very interesting. I'm particularly attracted by the fact that there are speakers from many different disciplines. So there is a common interest about how to represent space, and perhaps there are common strategies on way to do it.
I firmly believe that bringing people together from different disciplines is where the latest and greatest discoveries are going to be happening. So to be able to come back together in person after a few years is really important, and will hopefully provide the seed and the nidus for future discoveries.
I definitely agree that meeting in person like this workshop is a wonderful idea. First of all, just to meet people that you otherwise wouldn't have interacted with, and of course to have the follow-on conversations. Just being in person in an auditorium and listening to talks invites more focus.
For me, it's really nice to meet a lot of the younger scientists, because I remember being a younger scientist many, decades and decades ago, and how exciting it was to meet people and to exchange ideas. It is the future, right? And I think the enthusiasm that people show here is really contagious.
This year we have 223 attendees, a lot of familiar faces that came to the previous editions, but a lot of new faces, which make us happy. Our hope is that we can spark new ideas, we can create collaborations, and at the end, it's always good to make new friends, socialize, and do some networking.
It has been wonderful to meet people and also to learn more. I was extremely surprised to learn that the human eye is measuring the same kind of information that our telescopes are also measuring and then inferring information from. I'm learning connections beyond what we had known before with this field.
At the end of the conference, you feel like you've learned something new, and that's really the seed for the next thing that may come up. Maybe a new collaboration started, or maybe the seed of a new idea will be developed in the future.
I'm really impressed by the amount of energy and excitement, particularly amongst the students and postdoctoral fellows. You can sense the excitement that people have about pushing the frontiers of MRI technology.
A lot of things, if you go to conferences, it's improvements upon existing methods. What you see from other methods here is there are really new ways that we can look at the whole amount of information that we get out. And from my point of view, that means that we can start to make things much more accessible to a lot of the world's population.
One goal that I have is that these MRI machines that we've built aren't just used anymore as they are now when we already know you're sick. I want to start figuring out how we can use machines like that to warn you that you now need to go in and get treatment. And so I think moving towards a much more continuous role of imaging in our lives is one of the things that's going to mark the future of imaging.